Hey guys, Stanley Atkins here. I tell you, I gotta commend people like, and there are just so many to mention, like these James Freemans, these freedom fighters out there, Black Label, cop watchers, community watchers. They have different names. News Now, High Desert is a great one. The guy's 51 years old. I think maybe he's the oldest out there. I don't know. They're mostly young guys. Reminds me of me when I was little. I did the same thing even when I was little. They was these stupid little cameras back then. I used to try to capture photos of cops sitting with waitresses, flirting with them late at night instead of out on patrol. You border patrol fighters, you speed trap fighters, you DUI checkpoint fighters. I commend every one of y'all. Y'all people are our freedom today. You're our future freedom. You are out fighting with your own money. You get donations, I'm aware of. Your own time. Most of you have jobs, I understand, from your sites I watch. But I've been fighting cops since I was little because I stand up for my rights, first as a human being, secondly as an American. And just because you have a badge and a gun, that don't give you dipshit authority over me in any way other than if I'm breaking the law. You don't have any rights to treat me any different than Joe out here on the street, or yourself, or your mother, or anybody, but you do, because you got the badge and the gun. And I've heard some of these websites. I just saw one where a cop is actually telling a guy filming him that he's trigger happy and don't move. I mean, what the F is that? You know? I mean, and another cop was telling this other one on another website. The guy that he stopped, you know, he was filming and everything. The cop tried to put him in camera down. He said, "No, you're a thug. You're the danger one out here." And the cop asked why. He said, "You got the badge and the gun." He said, "Well, if I didn't have a badge and a gun, I wouldn't be a cop. If I didn't have a gun on me, I need a gun." "What do you need a gun for?" I go to countries. I'm in one right now. Most of the cops here, look up on the website, they don't even carry guns. There's no need for a cop to have guns. There's no need for most of these cops to have guns because it's exactly what the guy said. He's trigger happy. But anyway, I've been fighting cops, judges, and authorities since I was little. I will continue fighting them because I will continue to stand up for my rights. And I'm going to tell you, Americans, if you don't start standing up for your rights, if you don't start learning these websites out here, what your rights are, and what you can and can't do, especially your First, Second, and Fourth Amendments, because they're right now, every American should be learning these laws and your rights, and you need to stand up for them. Stand up for them for your own self, your own family, your own future kids. These black robe judges, thugs, liars, these cops with their blue and brown or whatever uniform or gangs, they're liars, they're trained liars, and they have a right to lie and legally lie, and they do lie. They do not uphold their oath of office. There's a bunch of Supreme Court judges right now. They are trying to get them impeached. That's bullshit. And people's trying to get Trump impeached. And Trump and those people should be tried for their criminals, that the crimes that they committed against Americans. If you commit a crime, you'll pay. You'll pay dearly. You'll pay in jail. You'll pay monetary money. You'll pay in every way. And they just want to impeach these people and still give them their pay, I'm sure, and their Social Security and everything else. If you're put in jail, Social Security will take some money out of your Social Security if you didn't know that. But yeah, you do not have a right to lie in courts or lie to a cop, because you do, that's another fine against you. But the cop has a right to lie to you. A judge has a right to lie to you. But I'm going to tell you, you people, you think you can make money at your job? You get out here with a camera, and when these cops stop you and start asking you all these freaking questions they're not allowed to be asking you, and start intimidating you and getting out of line, sue their ass. Sue them, sue the city, sue the county, sue everything that's tied to them that calls them to abuse your rights. And plead the fifth with these people. I plead the fifth. I love these Border Patrol checkpoints these guys are attacking. They're not answering the question, are you an American? You don't have to answer that question. They put spikes under your wheels. They threaten you 24 hours. They threaten to handcuff you, threaten you this. Ask for a lawyer. Say, I want a lawyer. You going to do this to me? I want a lawyer. Call the sheriff. Call 911. Ask for their boss out there. And don't go to secondary location. Stop there, stay there, back traffic up. And continue standing your ground, plead the fifth. Don't answer me, you're American. You're not in damn Nazi Germany as you people think you live in because you put up with this stuff. I never put up with it. I don't put up with it out of the country. Believe me, I got stories. I'm going to tell them sometimes, and not this time. I try to not run these things over too much. And you want to grow up in a better America, and you want your kids to grow up in a better America, well, then you need to do something about it. You need to attack back. You all need to fight these corrupt judges. You all need to fight these corrupt cops. I'm fighting myself. Supreme Court, State Court, Superior Court judges in Jackson County that has actually murdered. They illegally lock people up. They locked me up for 90 days for contempt. Who gets put in jail for contempt? You know, they did it to me because I didn't put up with their shit, and I'm not going to. Lock me up again, you asshole Curry Mingledorf. You're Superior Court, big-time black robe judge, asshole Mormon. And so are you, Mr. Wayne McLaughlin. I had you guys fired. I finally had enough on you and kept pounding at you that you were biased. And you finally agreed. And you lied, McLaughlin. You said in that letter, when you did step down, that you had no aware that that money was the same money that you tried to take from me months prior. The first court date we had, I've got the recorders of court on it. The first thing you said, is this the money I've heard about before? You're a liar. All of these people are corrupt. They're criminals. They're thugs. And they lie. And I myself have been arrested many times. I have no record other than, I guess, misdemeanor traffic, if you want to call that. But I've been charged many times with felonies over cops. I've whipped cops' ass for them 3 times. You can go get my record. But it just is dead docked. I found them the one to be guilty, but it's still on there, which is not fair, but I don't give a shit. It don't bother me what the hell's on there. But a cop one time, I was pulled over in one of my hot rods, did nothing illegal, but I was just in a hot rod, and then the cop is profiling, and I had my little daughter Marcy get out of the car, and my ex was holding my Scarlet, and cop had his gun out. My ex yelled, "What are you doing?" And the cop pointed the gun toward my little girl, said, "Move out of the way with it," sort of pointing it. I grabbed it and started beating the hell out of him. This guy was 6 foot something tall. Didn't matter how tall he was or how big he was. Don't you pull a damn gun on me, and don't you point it toward my family, because I'll kill you. And I used it on him, beating him with it. And then later on, other cops came, and the assholes locked me up and charged me with a bunch of shit. Well, I turned around and charged shit back to this cop. And we went to court, and he got fired over. And actually, jury laughed at him because my attorney says, you know, how tall are you? And he was 6'5" or something like that, weighed, 300 pounds, whatever. And he said, you felt needed to pull a gun on this guy. He's 5'5" and weighs 150 pounds. The jury laughed, And believe me, all the authorities in the United States and the other countries too, but the United States is supposed to be a freedom country, abuse their authority. I fight cops out of this country. I will tell you a story on my next event. That, again, we're almost 10 minutes. I don't want to run it over 18. But I'm telling you, don't talk to cops. You don't have to. Don't answer their damn questions. They stop you to give you a ticket, just give me my ticket and let me go. Or am I free to go? You know? You don't have to answer, is this your right address on your license? Where are you going? Where you come from? What have you been doing? They're not allowed to ID anybody else in the car. They're not allowed to do all the damn things, basically, that you're asking. But you allow them to do that and taking your freedom away when you do. Again, you should go on these websites and learn how, when a cop encounters you, be smart ass back to them. You know, they want to be a smart. I'm cordial to everybody, but generally a cop is not. They want to try to intimidate you and piss you off so you'll do something illegal, and all they want to do is lock you up. Believe me, they stop. I think I've already told you on the web. My son was in a Quick Trip late one night after 12, and the cop was buying something. Then when he finished buying, my son was behind him. And the cop just stepped over the side. Then my son paid for his, started leaving. The cop started asking him, you know, what was he doing out this late, and where, you know, where does he live? He don't have a right to do that. But my son is too nice. You know, I'm sure he answered these questions. I wouldn't have answered anything. I just walked off from the asshole, and I'm sure I would have said a few choice words to him also, and hoping he would engage me in somehow and abuse me, because I would have sued his ass. Hell, you people can make more damn money out here if you learn the law, and then when these cops abuse their power, sue their ass. Take them down court. This is what we need to do to take back America, okay? Because your president ain't going to take it back. Okay, and none of them up there in Washington is going to take it back. But you don't have to talk to cops. You just plead the fifth. And always ask for his boss. Everybody's got a boss. Ask for his supervisor, ask for his boss. Cause them trouble. Cause 20 cop cars to come out there and 40 cops out there. Keep them out there. Ask for your lawyer if they start abusing you away. Especially ask for a lawyer in the line of customs. If they ask for or United States citizen, they start going to detain you and everything. Do not pull over the secondary. Stay there, ask for a lawyer, and plead the fifth on everything they ask you, where you're going, and they do not have a right to ID anybody at all in the car. But if you're scared of them, that's what's wrong with America. Be scared, and then let it become Nazi Germany more than it is now. You need to learn how to handle cops out there. These cops with these guns and these badges are killing innocent people in America. And that is totally far out of line. You kill a cop and you see what happens to you and what big news headlines it gets. Usually a cop kills somebody now, it may get on a few news stations. It's not a big deal because it happens all the damn time. Before I go into countries, I learned their laws, and I know laws in countries, because I know I'm going to encounter abuse from some authority, cop, whoever it is, and I have in the past few years in countries, in many countries. But I'll tell you one. I had an employee that I caught from stealing, and I handled it a Stanley way. Well, the next morning, here come 4 cops in the door. They don't speak English. I don't speak enough Spanish except to get me in trouble. I told my girl when I saw them coming, I said, they're here for me. And I waited, and they showed up and pointed at me, and I told her to tell them I'm busy, I'm running the business, to come back later. And I just walked in my office, closed the door. So came out later, they was gone. She said, well, they need you to come down to the station. Well, I called the station, made an appointment with them the next day. Well, my employee was there. He's 24, big, tall guy, muscular guy. Didn't matter to me who's what statue in life, but he had his mama there. Anyway, again, no English. We go in, he's in there running his mouth. The cop's writing down his story all on this paper. Then she sticks it over to me to sign. I kept telling her, I want English, I want English. So finally they went on the street and got an English person. Well, that's not a legal English person. You are have the right to have a legal English person speaking to represent you. And I know this. So he came in there and I said, well, what is the damn problem? She took his statement. She didn't take mine. She wants me to sign this. She said, okay, he says, what is your statement? So she wrote down like 2 sentences. I said, what the F is this? You know? I said, you know what? I wrote across it in big letters, I will not sign anything that I do not understand because it's all written in Spanish. And I asked him this. I said, are you a legal person by authority, and do you work for the police? No. I said, okay. End of story. I said, you tell these people that Stanley Atkins said to F off, and if they want me, they know where my business is, they know where I live, come on and get me. And I turned around and walked out. That was the end of it. Because I don't put up with their shit at all. I had another problem with him at a restaurant I had in the capital city of the country. And he actually harassed my wife one time. I went down to the station, none of them spoke Spanish. I brought her, and I didn't want her in trouble. I said, you just be my interpreter. You tell them up front, all statements are coming from me, and I let them all have it, and I told them this. I said, do not ever show up in my business again, ever, in your whole damn life. I said, if you do, you better bring reinforcements other than you 4 or 5 or whatever is in here. I said, you're going to need them. I said, but stay out of my damn business. Do not stop me off the road. There's my red truck, and it's the only one like it around. And I want you to know what it looks like, because I'm not going to stop for you, because I'm scared of you guys. Even though these particular cops, none of them carry guns. But I do not want to encounter these assholes out on the road alone, just like I don't want to encounter cops in the United States, because they will kill you. And they will make their story up. He had something on him. I thought it was something on him. It was his phone. But they still don't get punished for it. But anyway, you guys go on the internet, watch these James Freedman and the Black Label Freedom Fighters and High Desert, the older guy. I think his name's Jeffrey, I'm not sure. And these Border Patrol watchers. And know your rights. Learn them. And fight back. And get America back to what it is. Fight your damn president. He needs to be tried. These Supreme Court judges need to be tried. That Kavanaugh that was appointed is a joke, again, to this country, just like our president up there. And he shouldn't even be using the name as president, because he is not a president. He is a salesman, and he is an adulteress, just like Robert Alexander, Curry Mingledorff, and Wayne McLaughlin, and Ivan Moltz in Jackson County, Georgia. They're all. Look at my website, my Facebook, Murders by Judges and Attorneys in Jackson County, Georgia. And good day. This is Stanley Atkins, and I'll talk to you in a day or two.